All right, guys, we are live. Good evening, everybody. We're going to talk today mental training, sports psychology, fitness, nutrition, and much more with this huge guest, amazing athlete, multiple professional sports athlete, Ricardo Nort, joining us live all the way from Brazil. As soon as we get a chance here, we're going to connect with Nort. He's going to come in, join us live, and we'll go on our way on our chat. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to send me here. I will share with Nort and we can get on and answer some of your questions right here live on our interview. I do have some questions that are prepared ahead of time. There's so many things I want to learn from this guy. He was my former strength and conditioning coach a few years back when I used to live in Brazil, and I've been following him ever since, even before that. So I'm very, very excited to have Ricardo Nort join us here today and share a little bit of his expertise on this talk, on his background and his career as a coach, as a professional athlete in multiple sports. So I can't wait. Let's get on our way here. Just accepting here is going in, John. Hey!
Sorry, man. This was my mistake. I just getting old and I forgot it.
No worries,
I forgot.
you're
I
good.
thought that was at 9 p.m., but I made a mistake. I just ended my training and I on the gym gym.
That's okay. I'm sorry, man. Are you okay though? You good now? Do you need more time or?
No. I'm always ready.
Okay, nice. That's a champion that I know. Ricardo Nort. Bem-vindo, meu irmão. Thanks so much for accepting my invite and connecting with me today. I am really looking forward to learning a lot with you and sharing your knowledge with all people that join us today. And obviously, I'm going to save this video for people later on to watch again so many times. And you were an amazing athlete, an amazing human being. I was very lucky to work out in your gym back in the day. That's like 12, 15 years ago, a long time ago. You were an amazing coach at that time. I always remember I learned so much from you. And I'm very proud, very happy that you accept our invite tonight. Good evening.
That's okay. Good evening. That was a great honor. I'm very proud of you guys that made a good achievement in your life. I can't imagine a guy who trained here 20 years ago as a school teacher in Canada. Out of this mess of our country, where what is wrong is right and what is right is wrong. Yes, a big mess, and I'm very proud of you guys that can achieve another activities in foreign countries and like that. And I have another guys that today are former doctors, a great policemen, and someone will take wrong ways. But most of you make me very proud of your being here on my gym.
Thank you. That's just for everybody at home to see. That's Ricardo Nort right there. He's so nice. The guy is a legend. He's an icon of the sport. He represents my country, represents our country, Brazil, at the international level in so many different sports. Unbelievable achievements, but still, he's the nicest human being. That's the best thing about him. He's so humble, so kind. He's the gentle giant. The gentle giant.
Yes, every giant is a gentle.
Yes. Let's see. I already know you. I know how you are. Let's try to show everybody how nice you are, do our conversation today. So I wanted to start by saying, very basic stuff. Where were you born? Where were you originally born? I know you're from Brazil, but what city in Brazil, what state? And what was your first sport?
Yeah, so I was born in Rio de Janeiro. And then my fathers came to south of Brazil, here in Florianópolis, to work. And since 3 years of age, I'm living this island. And first thing I remember in competition sports was on swimming and breast modality.
Yeah.
Breast, I think.
Breaststroke.
Yes, breaststroke. And I achieved my first medal when I was, I think, 9 years old.
That's
but
awesome.
that was not the real start. The real start came in karate. Karate, I started practicing karate in 1986. And I was very tiny guy, very shy guy. And my father get worried about because I was not the strongest guy on my class at school. I was very weak. I needed to do something to get me support and for a self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have all that great genetics that you say. Most of it was an intense work.
Right. I bet for sure. You don't get to the point that you got without hard work, for sure, discipline.
Yes, and then I started on karate classes, and I get a black belt. And I want to be a champion. I want to be something on the sports. I love sports. I was very weak, but in the same time, I want to be someone on sports.
Right.
And then I started to read the kind of books of the power of the mind. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm the right person for your field.
100%. And I know because
this was always present in my life.
And I want to know all those things. I know there's a lot of great information on your YouTube channel. I've seen it all, and I've seen several times, and I've learned a lot from the information that you put there. I know you study this a lot. You have a lot of knowledge, and your professional experience as an athlete, you've been an athlete for what, 25 years, 20-something years?
30 years.
30 years. So you got a lot of knowledge from theory because you read a lot of books, but also your experience.
Theory and the practice.
Exactly. That's the perfect match. A lot of people have a lot of theory and not so much practice. Others just they practice a lot. They play at a high level, but they don't really put the time and study. And you have done both, which you also have physical education degrees and postgraduate degrees. So I know you're a very educated guy in the subject. So I'm very happy to have you here for that reason.
Yes, and then to continue this story, and then I start to read a book, the Infinite Power of Your Mind. Mm-hmm. I think from Joseph Murphy. Joseph Murphy, no?
Yeah.
Yes, Joseph Murphy. This was a little bit before the great explosion of this kind of literature, The Secret, Right. And then I started competing karate, and I didn't win. I was something wrong. And I started to read this kind of book, and I became the Brazilian national champion. I became the first title Brazilian national champion in 1991. And after that, I started to read more and more about this kind of literature.
So it makes a difference, and the mental preparation made a difference for you.
I think they made a difference even on my physical aspect. I think that I grew stronger with the power of the mind, not only psychologically, but physically. I think that it affects us at the same time.
100%. I'm sorry to interrupt you real quick. I just want to mention there's a lot of people, a lot of your friends are here, and they're saying hi in the comments real quick. We have, who do I saw here? I'm just scrolling real quick. We have Jack Gordon, UK, saying hi. Papai da Dorinha.
This is a nickname. This is a nickname of a friend of mine that work out on my gym.
Oh, yeah, nice. Depois, Altevi.
Yes, Altevi was our teacher on the UDESC.
Oh, no, Professor Altevi.
Professor Altevi.
Niquinha Lobal.
Yes, this is the wife of the Jack.
Nice. And there's so many people here saying hi to you. I want to thank everybody for participating. There's so many guys here from Canada as well. There's a lot of people from Brazil, from Canada. I got a lot of questions to send you. But I just want to say, so you talk about your mental preparation and you prepared yourself already from the beginning, from karate, right? And I know I posted it, everybody saw, that's probably why they joined here. They saw you were silver medal at the Worlds in karate at the black belt level. You were also, you participated in the Pan Ams, you were bronze medal at the Pan American Games for Brazilian national team, correct? You're Brazilian champion.
Yes.
And then you competed in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. You were 2-time Southern Brazilian champion.
Yes, I started training. Yeah, I started training with Colin Gracie here in Brazil, and then won a Brazilian South region of Brazil championships.
Right.
And yes, I trained only 1 month and won the competition, and I achieved very good skills in a few months. And the Crowley wants me to be to go to the MMA. But in that time, I just graduated on physical education and was building my building here on Bella Vista. I was building my career. Yes, I was spending money on my career to be a businessman, okay? And I didn't have time to go to Rio de Janeiro to start training. On that time, MMA was not so competitive, was a little bit dangerous because it's everything.
No time limit.
No gloves, no rules at all.
And then there's no money involved either, right? There was no money at the time, right?
Not so much money as I could imagine. Yes. When I watch some fights nowadays, especially on the heavyweight, I feel a little bit sad that I could be someone in this kind of sports that could make me a millionaire.
I was going to ask you, because you know what happens is nowadays a lot of big guys, they go into fighting, but just because they're big, they're not really good fighters at all. But
they are not a really very poor skills. Yes. They don't have agility.
Before you were as big as you are right now, right? So you probably do a lot of damage. Have you thought about maybe starting a Masters League, fighting somebody right now? I will pay to watch you fight some big guy right now.
I just want to be 30 years old today. I'm almost 50.
Almost 50, wow.
Yes, 47. I will complete 48 this year.
You're looking good. You're looking strong, man. That's awesome.
Yes.
Talk about your mental preparation. So then you did mass wrestling, and you competed in powerlifting. Do those martial arts, karate?
Yes, both martial arts.
Is that different? The mental preparation for those?
This kind of sports, mass wrestling, made me kind of reborn of my martial arts skills on the best of the past, because it's very similar. It's a 1-by-1 confront, and weightlifting was a lot more individual sports. And I think the first part of mental preparation is to work very hard. First, you have to work very hard. Yes, to do the right things. You can't achieve very good things just reading books, just listening videos, just listening a kind of specialist of mental therapy. Yes, you have to do your part. You have to work very, very hard to feel prepared. You know, this 100%. Is the first part. And most of us think that this lack of mental preparation, that they get lost on competition. But I think that is not true. You have to do the both.
Right.
Today I was watching Michael Phelps interview. For me, he is the man. He is the man. 8 gold medals on 1 Olympics. This is Evson. Yes, he's the man. And he was talking about that. He used to read a lot he was not, on the competition, the earphones,
right.
he was not listening music. He was listening mental programmation.
Oh, I see.
Yes, and he confessed that his his life consists only sleep, training, go back to home and read.
Very disciplined. They're very disciplined, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't read the book of his biography yet. Have you? No.
I have not yet, no. But I like to say, I agree with what you said. I like to say that you need to be confident to play well, to perform well, to win. But confidence comes from preparation, right? If you don't prepare, you cannot be confident. You have to prepare. You have to put in the time, like you said. And then the confidence may come.
That's
right?
why most of the athletes think that it is a kind of magic, but no.
No, 100%.
Work hard first, yes.
Yeah. But is it different to compete? You are a world record holder for bench pressing, for deadlift. Is it different to compete then and to compete in martial arts, in karate, Maswrestling, jiu-jitsu? Your mental preparation before, during, and after the competition, is it different? Does it affect you?
It's very much easier, psychological. In psychological terms, is easier, very much easier. That it is not an opponent that against of you.
Right.
Because if I know that I have to lift 800 pounds, and I know my opponents that will only lift 700, only one or two will lift 800. It gives me a lot of self-confidence. Mm-hmm. Yes, I go to the competition, and the day of the competition, I'm very self-confident because I know what I can do. I just prepared and just lift the weight on the gym, exactly what I do in the competition.
Right, right.
On a match or a fight or a tennis match, you don't know absolutely nothing what will happen. Mm-hmm. Well, then the mental preparation is often more used.
Yeah.
Okay.
And did you feel more nervous? Did you feel nervous at all before competing any sport?
I think even with a good preparation and hard work, every competition you get nervous. You know, right. You write for me one of the questions that what I do in the night before the competition.
Yes.
I simply don't sleep.
You don't sleep?
I don't sleep. I just listen. Yes, mental statements and read some books and imagine again and again and again. Not only imagine, but feeling the people come to me and congratulations. Okay.
Right. So visualize your success.
Visualize and the feeling.
Right.
According to the metaphysics, that is very commented nowadays.
Very powerful. When you do visualization, is not
Física,
the name
quântica.
Visualization is bad because people think they should just visualize, but they should try to hear the things. They should try to feel the things. That's what a full visualization is. That's why I like calling imagery, not visualization. Visualization implies that you should just see stuff, but it should involve all of your senses, including feeling, the sensations. How would it feel like if you won? If you think about that feeling ahead of time, it helps prepare for the competition, gives you more confidence, gives you more motivation to compete, right?
Feel is way more important, feel. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the feeling. And you can use your successful days of competition, of great victories for future competitions. You only go to this day again of a great victory and imagine that again on the next competition to create the environment, the positive environment around of you or your...
Right. No, we were talking a little bit about mental preparation, all those things. I just want to switch real quick. I have a friend, a bunch of people, a lot of friends sent a lot of questions. There's this question for you. So you did very well in karate, and you also are a big guy, have bulk, big muscles. So you must be flexible, otherwise you wouldn't do well in karate. You have flexibility, but you also have physical strength and size to be able to do deadlift and things like that. how do you do those two things? How are you big and also flexible? Do you train flexibility? How many times a week do you train? How do you do that in your routine?
So,
especially
when
legs, right?
when I was a karate fighter, I weighed only around 190 pounds.
I see. Okay.
Yes, around 90 kilograms of body weight, and
So
I was way more flexible. And when I started powerlifting, and I was liking way more than lifting weights, that was making me happier than fighting.
I see, of course.
And then I stopped to train a lot of flexibility because that was not necessary.
Right,
okay?
It was not a priority for periodization.
If I was younger and come back and start an MMA career as a fighter, I should drop, I think, 400 pounds. Okay, to get more resistant is different values. That's why nowadays the greatest fighters, they are not the biggest one. Okay, because this is a different balance. When your aerobic preparation, you have a lack of aerobic preparation, you can do anything.
Hey, Nort,
the strength is not the most important value as a fighter.
Right. 100%, I agree. We have a question here also on that subject. Hi, Ricardo. Who is the GOAT? Who is the greatest of all time? Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris? Jack Gordon asked that question.
I think as an athlete, known, they are only movie star, but I think Bruce Lee was more athletic. But the GOAT as a movie star, I didn't see him on the real situation.
Real fight, yeah, I know
yes.
what you mean. So going back to the mental training, your preparation, you know a lot of stuff. So sports psychology, mental preparation, mental performance, however you want to call it, it's a new science. It's fairly new. Now, you have been competing for 30 years. So what are the changes that you have seen in a science, in mental preparation? What are the things that you do nowadays or that you would do nowadays if you were fighting, if you were competing, that maybe you didn't do 30 years ago, that maybe you do now as a coach, but you didn't do as an athlete before?
Yes, when I was an athlete before, I just read books by myself. And today the science is proving that what you imagine becomes reality. As a metafísica quântica, quantical physics.
Yep.
Dupla fenda, como é que fala aquela experiência da dupla fenda?
Wow, não sei inglês agora. Mas quantic physics.
Yeah, quantic physics. Yeah, they proving that the talks create the material, and the material does not exist. You know, you create, everything is energy. Everything is a kind of neutrons, electrons, okay, circling in different speeds that create the reality. And when you put in your mind and you get self-confidence about this kind of study, you get even more self-confidence. It's not something that your therapist told you. Just imagine you will become a great champion. Okay. But I use today a great technique to use today, because the talks comes to our mind everything in two ways, as the universe, that we have the night, the day, the man, the woman, the beautiful, the ugly, and every talks becomes on two manners, okay, and positive and negative they becomes. And the possibilities about the competition that are coming, is I will lost or I will be great successful. And when it becomes an image of a loser, of something going wrong, I just ask to myself, what I really want, asking to myself, and myself will give the answer, okay, what I really want, and then become again the positive images, okay?
Right.
And what you say when you ask to yourself, not just imagine.
Right.
Because on your practice with your clients, you should have this kind of difficulties. I try to think most of the hours of the day on a positive way, but I can't. The negative thoughts come. Just do it. What I really want, and then you bring back the positive.
Yeah, I think it's very important to convince the athletes, convince coaches that it is like that. One question, one way of thinking can completely change your perspective. And that can completely change your day. It changes your week. It changes your month. It changes your life, right? But your thought influences your feelings and influences your behaviors. So you can become a champion, but it starts all here in this muscle that we have in here, and then all the other muscles will follow, right? So it's very interesting that you said that. That's why it's important to reflect, to think about things that we do, things that we want, and to have a very strong, clear philosophy. What is your philosophy? What do you want? Do you want to play because you want the money, or you're playing the sport because you want to be the best in the world? Do you want to play the sport because you want to impress some girl or some guy, right? So that should be very clear to you. That will give you all the answers, and that will give you the motivation to put the time, because it's hard, right? To be good at something is hard. You need to be disciplined, and you only are going to do that if you stick to it for long enough.
Yes,
and becomes good overnight.
I think to achieve the excellence on the field of sports, you have to achieve the excellence on your own life and different ways of your life, spiritually, on your relationship with your family, friends, and the environment. This is a very hard change of daily habits. And I think that the most important of psychology of the sport, that I become a much better person because of my achieve on victories on the sports, but this made a great achievement on my personal life also, because if you want to win something, you have to win on every aspect of your life, and to achieve that, you have to grow spiritually. You know, what you agree, what you believe, different belief, but you have one belief, and what are you doing here, the purpose of life.
Right. I wanted to share a couple of stories with us right now, and it's exactly about what you're saying. You're saying that, you think good, positive thoughts, also you're prepared, then you're ready, and then the situation comes. The universe somehow will bring it to you, or you will be ready for it if you get lucky, right? To be at the right place at the right time, right? Can you share with people, with our guests here, that little story? How did you become the strongest man in Brazil? You were like in Balneário Camboriú.
Yes.
Can you share with us that story? How did that happen? How did you become the strongest man in Brazil?
Yes, there is a video on the YouTube.
That's right. It's amazing. The news, the whole news.
It was on 2006, and I took my car and went for a ride on Sunday.
That's an amazing
sunny Sunday, and it was a little bit cold. I was with jeans. I was with social clothes and a very good shoes. A very good watch, okay, and I was walking on the beach, on the avenue, and a lot of people there, a kind of sports. Oh, what is happening there? There are the the strongest guy of the Brazil, and we are going to do a competition. There was a big tires and a big rocks, and it was my first time seeing that. And then,
so then you're walking on the beach. There's a lot of people. People are the biggest guys in Brazil, flipping tires, carrying heavy stuff. You saw that. And then what?
Yes, and then the owner of the show take the microphone and is there someone here that can lift this weight and compete against this guy? And I didn't raise my hand. The guys around me, oh, he can do it. There's no, I don't do it. Oh, that's okay. I took off my watch. Okay, I will try.
They convinced you to go in.
Yes, and then I easily did.
And you won.
That's when Luke finds opportunities.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing.
And I did it very easily, and I won all the sessions and the lifting cars and pull trucks.
I remember another story. I was training in your gym. I don't know why that happened. I don't know if you were happy or I don't know if you were mad at somebody. I don't know if somebody parked at the wrong place. But I was training, me and my friend Gabriel Elias, Gabriel, we're training, and then all of a sudden we went outside and you lifted a car. You just got a car and you lifted. I don't know if people were parked at the wrong place. Do you do that often? Do you lift heavy stuff all the time, cars and things?
Yes, I was way stronger than I'm today when I remember this kind of, and I think that I didn't get so serious on a strongman competitions. My intuition to go to the world's strongest man was only to meet the guys because believe they are way stronger than me. Yes, I am strong, but they have some, and I don't train specifically for that. I don't lift, I didn't do the Atlas stones, the pull trucks. I just lift weights, and they invited me to the competitions, and I came that and do whatever.
And still, you finished 9th place in the world, right? You finished
ninth place on the Strongman Champions League, and on Europe, I think was in Portugal. And I become 9th place. But I think that if I train specifically for that, I could be on a better position.
Right. Was there anything? So you're hanging out with those big guys as well. Was there anything that you learned from them that you would like to share with us? What's one thing that you have learned with walking around with these guys?
Walking around these guys that. Always will be someone better than us. Always will be someone stronger than us.
Even for you.
Yeah. Sure? And there was some guys that was until a little smaller than me and fatter, a little belly, that was way stronger. Okay, because on Europe, especially on the north of Europe, and East Europe and Russia, this is very popular strength sports. In Brazil is, they always asking for me, Brazil only surf, carnival. What are you doing here?
Jiu-jitsu, maybe that's it.
What are you doing here? Yes, I came to meet you.
Nice.
But I said, because I was one of the weakest guy on the school when I was 10 years old. I never, I only want to be a little bit stronger. And I became one of the strongest guys of the world. That was amazing. But in the same time, in my mind, I think I can't be the world's strongest man. Okay, but because I see there is guys way stronger and physically blessed genetically than me.
Right. You're a very humble guy. But I want also, you don't brag, I'll brag for you, okay? You don't need to say you're good. I'll say you're good. I'll tell you, people. I'll tell everybody. Not everybody has had the pleasure to have Stan Lee draw themselves. right? Like
That
Stan Lee,
was
who made
Samson.
Hulk,
Yes.
who made Spider-Man for Marvel. He
Yes.
made a drawing of you, right? He made you as a superhero, as an action comics character, because you were featured on the History Channel on Stan Lee's documentary called Superhuman. And
Yes.
they have people who have like the best people in the world in different aspects. Some human calculator, the guy who's amazing at math and super memory. And they chose you to talk about your superhuman strength. How did that happen? How did they find you? What did you do there?
Yeah, I never would imagine that they find me on the internet. They find me on the internet, because after that scene in Balneário Camboriú, that I become a little bit famous here.
So you didn't apply, you didn't ask to be there, nothing. They called you.
Yes, they called me, and okay, I go. Was filmed in São Paulo, and Stan Lee didn't come to São Paulo, but I talked with him by email.
Okay, nice.
By email, and made me a draw, and it was a very awesome moment of my career, and there was a guy that could do a multiplication, every kind of numbers. 200,000 plus 24,000.
He gives the answer,
right? Different skills filming with me, and I could meet guys like that.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. But to make for Stan Lee to do a drawing of you, that's got to be nice. That's amazing.
Yes.
If people didn't see it, go on Nort's Instagram page. He has it there. His YouTube channel. There's the whole story. You can see
YouTube
the video.
channel. Yes.
YouTube channel. Sign up his YouTube channel. You see the video. You like they brought a truck, and then they put a truck on top of a truck, and then you pulled both trucks. Is that right?
And after I pulled that truck. That's two trucks. I think 6 times, because every time they want a different angle to film.
So we have to do 6 times.
Again.
You didn't take a good shot.
Yeah, I was not so old as today. Then it was easy for me for that time. I was 37, I think. And after that, they made the measurements about my height, and I lost I think 4 centimeters of height, because my spine,
the pressure on your spine,
the pressure of my spine, and I become shorter.
Wow.
Yes.
That's crazy. That's unbelievable. Well, it's 2 trucks, 2 semi trucks, 20 tons, right?
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
And they discovered that my strength was on the core, where the core is the principal area of martial arts. The core, jiu-jitsu, karate. You have to do a very abdomen, stomachs, and spinal, the lumbar.
Right.
Lower back.
Yeah, lower back.
No. And the lower back was my most strong muscle, a kind of 5 times stronger than average person.
I saw that. They said in the video, it's 5 times the strength of a person of your size. And
of
you're
my
already
size,
big
yes.
guy, 6'4". Like a normal person, you're way stronger than them, but you're 5 times stronger than a person your size.
Yes,
That's impressive. That's unbelievable. And then where did the airplane come about? How many times did you pull the airplane? It's a cargo plane, 57 tons. So more than double, almost 3 times the trucks.
The airplane on the World Strongman competition, the airplane becomes much more prepared to do that. And the tires here was so flat, and for a man to do the sport of strongman, to pull the plane must be prepared for that. Mm-hmm. And then if you put more air on the tire of the airplane, they become easier to pull.
Easy, yeah.
And it was very hard for me that day. And they said they become at the same day. I was not prepared for that. Do you want to pull the plane? There's a plane. I even didn't eat the north, you know.
Oh my God.
I was in diet, a low carb diet, and let's go. It's now or never. Here in Brazil, you have to achieve these opportunities, but that's make a very beautiful filming.
Yeah, I know it does. It's nice that you did not shy away from the challenge. A lot of people could say, "Oh no, I didn't eat well. I'm not training for it. I didn't sleep well." Give an excuse, right? Because they're not
never.
perfect. You just go for it and look everything that you achieved because you have that mindset, right?
Never. Because I think in this field of mind preparation, the real difficulty, the real problem that blocks a lot the mind of any kind of athletes is the fear of loss.
Yes, the fear of losing. Yeah.
Fear of losing, yes.
You're right.
The fear of losing is terrible. It affects me as well. The fear of losing. The fear what the others will say after your performance, a good or bad performance.
Michael Jordan.
But you have to face because only with the correct preparation, the hard training, you will feel the same. Everybody feels the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Someone shows some signs that are nervous, and someone don't show signs, but both are nervous.
But they're all nervous. That's right.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Michael Jordan used to say, right, like I failed, and I failed again, and that's why I succeeded. And people don't understand, but yeah, because he didn't give up. He kept going, even though sometimes he failed, even though he didn't make to the team that he wanted at first, but he never gave up. He kept going. He kept saying yes, and he kept trying, and then he succeeded, right?
Yes, it happened to me. I become, after my career of strongman in 2012, I stopped a little bit because I was very heavy. Doctor said that I have to rest a little bit because my heart was very big, a good enlargement. But as your muscles going bigger, your belly also, and your organs, internal organs get larger also.
Yeah.
And I have to do a little break. And then I lose some weight and go to the good doctors. And I think I was retired. And then I started training again and go to a regional bench press competition. And I get the taste again of the competition.
They say your abs were big, Ricardo.
Yes.
Everything's big, man. Your arms are big.
In Caxias do Sul, that is our federation of strength sports, there was a Maswrestling competition because the president of Brazil, he lives in Caxias do Sul.
Okay.
And there was nobody on the heavyweight. Okay, I will compete.
Look at you again saying yes.
Yes, I will, even if I lost, because they was paying for me. Who won the Brazilian Championship? Russia pays the tickets to go to Moscow to compete on the world. Mm-hmm. And then I won, and I came to the Worlds in Russia, and in the Russian in 2017 was not a very good experience for me because the Russians, they don't used to speak English. They are a little bit different. They are more restrict. Mm-hmm. And I thought that I was a strong guy and I was doing a very strong deadlift, and I think that was enough for me. And in the first match, I lose the fight. I feel very weak. I got very upset. My mind was like this, a bad environment. Okay, and and I came back to Brazil, and I was decided to take it more seriously. If I can't no more compete in these sports, I will give up. But I will try. I will do my best. I will learn a little bit of Russian. I learned to speak a little bit Russian. Ruski Yazik.
Look at that.
And I came to California to train for about 1 month with the best on the sports. That's I do. When I want to be the best in my sports, I will looking for who is the best of the world, what he does, not only on the literature, scientific base of sports training, but on a real game, who is the best, what he does. And then I come to train in California, and I trained that. After that, they invited me to participate of the Arnold Classic in Ohio, the international Maswrestling competition. Oh, okay, I go. But I was training very hard. My goal in that time was only to win 1 match, because I didn't win nothing in Russia. I lost every matches. And I want just win 1 time. The judge raised my arm, and that I was satisfied.
Okay. That was your goal.
That was my goal. And they become that I train and get more self-confident, and went to Ohio and became the champion of the tournament at the 45 years of age. I have never imagined such victory in this age, and my age on that time, because
that's impressive.
Yes, all the fighters was about 25 years old, 27, 28, and I won, because I didn't have so much. I didn't expect too much. I didn't do unreal expectations of goals. This is an important point for psychology, for sports psychology also.
I want to talk about your goals. How do you set goals then? Do you write them down? Do you have a computer notes? Do you just think them? Do you have long-term, mid-term, short-term? Do you have daily goals? Do you have weekly goals? How do you do goal setting?
Year goals.
You have a year-end goals?
Yes.
Do you break them down into smaller achievable goals too, or?
No, I don't break them in small achievements. I discovered on Maswrestling the level I had to stay of strength. I have a machine that simulates the fight, and if I pull on my machine about 700 of weight, and my grip is good on that weight, I feel very self-confident. And the other part is only psychological, is imagine work. Imagine the end of competition. What will happen after? This is the important point. What will happen after?
Do you visualize both? The best case scenario, and if you lose too, or just the positive thoughts? Do you imagine good and bad, or just
I would say that I imagine not a very bad scenario, but the minimal and a maximal. I don't do unreal expectations, but I think that's important. Don't expect it too much.
To have reasonable, realistic expectations, right?
What do you say about that today? How do you work with your clients about this question?
I like that they hope for the best, so they're positive, but they should prepare for bad scenarios as well. So they should spend some of their time imagining what is best case scenario. How do you want things to go? If you could control everything, what would happen? and you imagine that. So then they have a clear picture of how success looks like. But then also spend a little bit of time thinking about some situations. Okay, what if the guy is taller than me? What will I do then? What if the guy is shorter than me? Would that change my grips? Would that change the way that I approach the situation? And do a little bit of preparation for this scenario, for that scenario, for that scenario. Not a lot, because that can make you too anxious, too nervous, but spend some time preparing for those cases. So it's important to do both, I find. Think of what success looks like. What's the best case scenario? Imagine that, visualize that all the time. What do you need to do to get there? And also spend a little bit of time preparing for possibilities, what things that can happen. That's what I do.
Yes. I think that's the worst scenario that I passed some years ago. I think 2018. I were in Vladivostok, the end of the world in Russia.
Isn't that like really, really far from everything? Vladivostok, right? Vladivostok is very, very far from everything, isn't it?
From everything is longer than China and longer than Japan if you go to the Pacific Ocean.
From Brazil, it's what, 3 days to get
3
there?
days, yes, 3 days. 15 hours until Doha, 6 hours until Moscow, and more 10 hours until.
Yeah. So
that were a competition, a world absolute competition of mass wrestling, and there was 42 guys for 42 countries, and I came until the quarterfinals, to the third place match.
Wow.
Okay, and mass wrestling is the best of 3 matches.
Right.
Okay? And then I won a guy from New Zealand on the first match easily. Then on that day I lose from a guy from Canada, very strong.
Wow, look at that.
His name was Jeff. There is a lot of guys very strong here there in Canada.
Yeah,
JF
of
Caron.
course.
Yeah, you're not Canadian.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then I repescagem, como é que é? Repescagem.
There is a winning side and the losing side, and then you get to go again, right? You get to join again.
And then I went again until the third place match.
Whoever loses the semifinal, whoever wins semifinal goes to the final. Whoever loses gets you, who came from the losing side.
Yes. Yeah. And then I found the same guy that I won on the first match from New Zealand, and then I won the first match.
Right.
I thought that everything was done, and then he won the second match. It's the second match, and won the third match.
Oh.
This is the worst scenario ever. Very worse than a silver medal.
Right.
Okay, but because you don't go to the podium, you go to the 4th place and you don't get the medal, you don't go the prize money. That was terrible. I wanted to kill myself. That was and I had to think again. That's terrific. I don't think that psychology of sports would do something about this scenario.
Well, it may help you accept quicker, but there's nothing you can do that make you feel good about it, right?
Yeah, I just fixed it doing another competition.
You decided to do it? You're going to?
Yes, I had to do another competition in Russia. The words that I was again on a third place match on Yakutsk, on Siberia.
Wow,
and then I had to win that match. And imagine, I never more will lose a third place match.
See, that's another lesson there. You use a previous defeat, a previous loss, as motivation for future gains. So instead of giving up, you could, again, okay, give up. I already did so many things. I'm good. I'm strong. I'm good. That's it. I'm not going to put myself out there again. But no, you didn't do that. You actually went the opposite direction. I'm going to train harder than ever. I'm going to fight harder than ever because I don't want to feel that feeling again. I want to win.
And that was a kind of a fail by myself because I didn't concentrate the necessary. You know, I didn't concentrate the necessary. And it's very good to know about the consequences of that act that don't get too serious. Oh, it's done. Never is done until the finish.
Nice. That's a beautiful lesson, my friend. That's amazing. Nort, we have a few questions here I want to share from the people. They have been asking here, what's your take on recovery? Do you use a specific method for recovery? Like, is there anything that you do? You know, you train really heavy, obviously, very, very hard. How do you recover? Do you do anything to recover better, faster? What's your secret?
Well, I think that the secret is to know your own body, how your body works. Someone needs to train more, someone needs to train less. And I don't train heavy all year round. That's why I do my goals by year. I have 2 or 3 competitions that's most important for me. And I start to train heavy for about 2 months before the competitions.
Okay.
Out of that, I train only 50%. It's not, I don't get out of training, but I still train in the techniques. I still train a little bit heavy, but I do a cycle of heavy training for about only 1 or 2 months. And okay. after that, your joints will give up. You will be a lot of injuries if you don't do that.
Right. So listen to your body. It's your suggestion. That's a good point.
Yes, and good to have a good nutritionist, a very good doctor of sports, medical sports, and to do regular blood tests to know how is your hormones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I don't have any secret at all. I tried about the supplements, some ergogenics. I think I tried everything, but this is not magic.
Right. You have to put
That's nothing substitutes the hard work and a very positive way of thinking.
100%. 100%.
You will be a champion at the same time as you become a better person. You know, you have to, because the positive thoughts never will work if you have bad thoughts about someone, about some friends, about some places, about what happened to you. Okay, if you are not happy with something, you have to be happy with all aspects of your life. You have to face it, and it makes part of life. Life is a dual, as you told you before. It's night and day, but ugly. You know, nobody will be happy forever as a film.
That's for sure. And I know you live by those words. I know you really practice that, because the image that I have of you, it's you're always smiling. You're always like, being positive,
yes.
Making everybody's day better around you, joking around. Like I said, for no reason, you're in the gym and then you lift the car, and then everybody's like, oh my God, it's like, just to make everybody's day, you know, like, that's amazing.
I try to, yes, I try to.
Talk specifically about training. There's more questions that people keep sending me. So, of course, you have periodization during the year. Sometimes you train more, sometimes you train less. When you're training really heavy, when you're training a lot, to get big or to get strong, how many times a week do you train? Do you train 2 times a day? Do you train 7 days a week? Do you take 2 days off every other day?
Well, today I train 5 days a week, Monday until Friday, because I'm not a professional athlete at all. You know, I'm a businessman. I have my gym. Mm-hmm. I used to train as a professional athlete, but I'm not. And I keep it easy, okay, today.
That's light training, yeah.
Yes.
So answer this question then. A lot of people, a lot of guys especially, they want to go to the gym, they want to get bigger, they want to get strong, hypertrophy, right?
Yes.
So, and a lot of people say, a lot of coaches out there, they say they should train if you want to gain hypertrophy, you should do hypertrophy training. Some other people say, well, you should do hypertrophy, but also strength training, because if you're stronger, you can, you know, lift more weight, and then you can get bigger. What do you think? What's your take on that?
Yes, about this is a bodybuilding point. You know, you have to follow the guys that have the more muscularity, a big muscularity, and very well conditioned with a very low body fat. And what are they doing? I had contact for someone's EFBB pros that compete here in Brazil, and when I was in Arnold Classic, I always try to talk with them about that, what is better for muscle mass or no. But I think, in my view, a combination of these two aspects, because there is 2 different kinds of muscle stimulation for growing. Mm-hmm. The strength training, a very heavy training, will stimulate will break the tissues, you know, you will destroy your fiber.
Micro damages, micro lesions.
Yes, a little bit more than always a damage, okay?
Yeah.
That will promote a very good hypertrophy during your sleep. The body will recover and will send a signal to your brain because there is some dangers around you to survive on in your field, because you're receiving a very dangerous stimulus, very heavy, and then your fibers become more dense. Other way, what you watch more often in videos, on YouTube videos, there is a lot of strong guys, very big and very low body fat, doing light exercises with cable, with a lot more repetitions. Mm-hmm. And then that's what you was asking me for.
Right.
Okay. Yes, this difference. I think you have to do the both, because this kind of stimulation is metabolic stimulation. You stimulate all your blood flow to the muscle zone that you are working out, and it will promote anabolism. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, it will promote that protein breakdown and transform a new, a thicker fiber, you know, reconstruct the fiber at the same time. And then that's why in my trains, you can see on my videos that I usually start with a basic movement, like a bench press, like I have deadlift, yeah. I have a shoulder barbell press, and after that, I used to work out lighter with a few gaps between the sets and the lighter weights.
Lighter weights, okay.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Because of the blood flow on the target muscle.
Right. Thank you. You're obviously very knowledgeable about this from the practice experience and also theoretical experience.
Yes, use the both. Use the both.
Right. Now, we talked about resting, training, and everything, a little bit about diet and food intake. What's your thoughts? People are asking, what are your thoughts about fasting. Do you do fasting, intermittent fasting?
Fasting?
Yeah, jejum.
Ah,
Faz
no.
jejum intermitente, alguma coisa assim?
Fasting.
Yeah.
Yes, this fasting very popular on internet nowadays.
Right. Yeah. What do you think?
But this is more about only for appearance, you know. It's not very good for performance. This fasting, it's only for lose body fat, but you will lose some strength at the same time. But
Right.
for jiu-jitsu athletes, I don't recommend that. Only for appearance, for aesthetics.
Right. Just for
No,
look.
it's
Yeah.
good to lose body fat. But for performance athletes, I don't approve this kind. Also, my doctor said that don't will do much difference because you will get fatter or slimmer according to a balance of calories intake and what calories you spend.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your response. Okay, there's so many cool videos, guys. If you go on his YouTube channel, you're not gonna regret it. I learned a lot from your training yesterday. I just did a training that you showed about because I train. I train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but then I also do, like, of course, strength training on the side to get me stronger for the competitions. And I do when I want to become more powerful to get power. I do strength in the gym, and I do speed exercises on the mat, like jiu-jitsu exercises.
Yes.
But I saw on your YouTube channel, you show the speed exercise to do in the gym with the elastic, with the rubber band.
Yes.
And I just did that training yesterday for the first time, and you explained the load, how much you should put, the reps and the weights and all that. And honestly, I feel really good after doing that training. It was awesome.
Yes, and for athletes like you about jiu-jitsu that you are talking about, I recommend you just train on working out with a strength program, a basic training of to gain strength, train chest, train back, okay. But your train on the gym, lifting weights must be about only a half hour. And the speed work you have to do with the rubbers. You can use the rubbers on specific movements of your sports. You know, you put on the wall and put on the
Right. Somebody's
rising
on top of you, so you push, so it's a close
yes,
grip.
and push here.
Right.
That's what I trained in karate. I do a regular training of strength, a regular, how would I say?
A regular routine?
Yes, regular routine for gaining strength. And go to the gym and direct also with the rubber here, kicks. You have to be so specific on our sports.
Right.
Every time you get more specific on our sports, you get better. There are some people that are doing CrossFit to get better in Jiu-Jitsu. That's not right. That's not right because different sports, you will damage your knees, okay, damage your shoulders, doing excess of movements that you will not use on jiu-jitsu. Yeah. You have a scientific gain, a real strength on the gym, and then go to the specific movements.
Yeah, the rule, the law of specificity, right?
The law, yeah. Yes, that's why I didn't go very forward on the strongman because I didn't do the specific movements of strongman. I didn't have athlete stone. But it was conscientiously because I didn't want to go further. Just want to meet the guys and participate a little bit and going out because.
Yeah. No, Nort, you have an amazing gym there. It looks even better now than when I used to train there. It's excellent in São José, just outside Florianópolis. Now,
yes.
Do you train? I wanted to talk about it a little bit. Do you train only athletes? Do you train anybody, regular people too? And if people want to train with you, do you do online training? Do you prescribe training programs for people online? If somebody who is watching us, they want to learn with you, they want to train with you, can they reach? How can they do that?
Well, I started last year to do some videos on the internet. I was only focusing on my business, okay, in buying machines and resolving another problems, but organizing my teachers team that are working on my gym, and I intend to start programs like that, coaching some people. I didn't start it yet.
Okay, but if
every day I do it for free.
I know.
But I will get a more professional way.
You are too nice, but you're too knowledgeable.
Yes.
You need to earn for your knowledge, you know. So you should charge people, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. And people will probably very paid
because the last 30 years of my life I was only traveling and training and achieving this. And now I'm becoming a little bit older, and
Now I have to settle down.
And it's time to repass what I achieved during my life.
Right. So give us some free tips here now. I'm gonna get some free tips too. Then, what are the common mistakes or one tip that you would give for people to improve bench press technique or deadlift technique? What's a common mistake that you often see, or one tip that you would give?
In bench press, you have to train twice a week. Twice a week if you want to grow your weights on the bar. You know, okay. For working out, just working out to getting bigger, it's not necessary. But if you want to put more weight, it's a kind of sport. It's to bring the bar on the point A to the point B. And there is some techniques. You use all your body, since from your tools to your butt to your traps, you know, even your chin. You have to be tense to do that. Some techniques. Okay. You have whatever. You have to put A from B, whatever. Okay, you have to strengthen all your body. And the most mistake that I see on the videos on the friends of mine that on Instagram is someone helping
lift the weight.
Yeah, helping lift the weight. You know, you have to do totally alone. You know, here. Only with if you stop the bar, it will follow. Catch the bar.
Oh, just for safety, not to help lift.
Never.
Okay.
Or nice. Someone calls the negative part. Negative. No. You have to be strong on this. And you don't. Most of people that's not accustomed to doing a competitive bench press, they use a lot of elbows, a lot of shoulders, and they not use the back and the traps. You have to learn how to use all your body to improve your capacity to lift more weight.
Excellent. So engage other muscles, not just chest.
Yes, everything is engaged, because the purpose is to lift more weight, not to do a beautiful movement.
Right, and that applies for competition, but that applies for people who want to get stronger and get better and get bigger as well.
To get stronger, I prefer, if a client tells me I want to get stronger, bigger muscle, I prefer the dumbbells instead of the bench press.
Okay.
Bench press is a basic movement. You don't use only your pecs.
Right. Another thing I noticed in your videos, and you talk there, so maybe you can talk a little bit about here. Some people say you should never stop breathing when you're doing an exercise. And some other people say, you mentioned in some of the videos, when you're doing maximal strength, you hold your breath, you do apnea.
Totally anaerobic. Totally anaerobic. You don't breath. you only breath on when you finish a deadlift. When you always lock in the movement, you can scream on the final, okay? Then, because you have to be tense. Imagine when you go, you have to move a car, okay? To pull a car. When you prepare to pull a car, you don't inspire or expire. You just contract your body and do this.
Right, yeah.
You're not breathing. Every single movement of 1 RM, you do totally anaerobic.
Okay, excellent. That's a very great tip. So final message, Ricardo, just to share with everybody who's listening, your fans, everybody who's following you. Are there any lessons that you have learned? Because not everybody will be a high-level athlete like you, right? So what are some of the lessons that you have learned as a professional high-level athlete that you took for your personal life, maybe for your business, for relationships? What is something that you can share for others about that? What did the sport teach you and you can apply to the day-to-day life, even if people are not going to become the strongest man in the world?
That's one important point I taught on my last video on YouTube. You have to learn to rest before give up. You know, because you're overtraining, your mind go together on the overtraining and overthinking. You know, you have to rest and then just wait another day or a few hours later, your mind will be refreshed, and then you will start again. Great new goals, you know. Everybody stops earlier because of that. I will give up jiu-jitsu, I can no more, I feeling a lack of energy for working out, I will give up, you know. Just to learn to rest a little bit, you know, just to learn how the universe works in waves, good, bad, you know. You have to get accustomed with this. And this is one of the most important things that sports teach me. And okay, to be always humble, because there always will be someone bigger, better than ourselves. You will be forever the center of attentions. Right. And to be humility and the sports also make me made a lot of friends around the world, and I learned a little bit 2 or 3 different languages. I tried to go to a different country, understood the way of life, always for the natives of that country that I want to go, to learn a little bit of their language, and to do friends, because we are not in alone. We are all together.
100%. 100%. So just to finalize, by the way, your English is really good, by the way. Your English is excellent. So thank you so much for agreeing to do the interview in English. Really appreciate it. I wanted to say, so you mentioned before that, you know, you have a doctor, nutritionist, right? People that all different areas. Would you recommend to athletes to have like somebody to work also, in addition to nutritionist, have a doctor, check their hormone levels, have a fitness trainer, a strength and conditioning coach, such as yourself? Would you recommend athletes have also a mental coach to work with them, to support them? If you had a chance to have one back in the day, would you have done that?
Yes, for sure. Yes, this is very new nowadays. Someone put some barriers you know, but the mental coaches must have to be very well prepared, because como é que se fala? Tá na moda.
It's trendy now. Right now it's trendy.
It's trending, success coach, and watch who is, because every day appears someone that I will make you a success.
Right,
and
right,
how about you? Which success you had on your life to teach
right,
me?
what did you do?
You know, things like this. Because in my career of different sports, I always try to learn with someone that went there. Okay, that the great champions, they achieved something. I go direct to the people that made someone that I want to be like him. And this is a real learning, and you have to take care a little bit, because that is how you say moda.
Trendy.
Yeah, trendy. Yes, it's a lot of success coach here in Brazil.
Yeah, just like everything. For example, there's people who pretend they're personal trainers, right? They're not certified, nothing, and people hire them sometimes. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Because sports psychology is a very new field, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, I can do it, right?"
Yeah.
So you have to look for somebody who has either the experience, they have done it themselves, so they can share, just like you have done, and maybe you read books and things like that, but you lived the real deal, or search for somebody who has that and also has, for example, the theoretical knowledge, the university degrees and something to go with it. Just because you have a good Instagram page, it doesn't make you a good coach.
Because there are people that they don't have the right didactics.
No credentials, no didactics.
No didactics. They don't know how to teach that.
The pedagogy,
didactics. Yes.
Yeah.
How to teach. They know about people that are athletes like me, a very good experience, but they don't know how to teach.
Right.
How to repass this to them. And I was remembering here one more important aspect of psychology of the sports. On my career, on my gym, I saw some athletes that were born prepared mentally. If you como é que é se você mexer nele?
Como assim mexer?
Se mexer estraga, como é que é?
Oh, like if you change anything, it couldn't get better than how they are. If you change something, it's just gonna get worse.
They were born prepared the psychology for sports.
Right.
If you change something in this guy, someone are prepared to fight. They will be a winner. They will never lose.
Yeah.
Very, very hard to lose. If he loses, he go again and win again. They were born prepared.
They're born ready.
I saw that.
Yeah.
So once they become to me, and I see, you will be a great champion. No, but I want some help. No, you don't need help. You don't need help. You are prepared psychologically.
And do you believe that people who are not, can they improve that aspect of themselves, or if they don't have it, they don't have it? You think?
Sorry.
Do you think that people can improve that if they were not born?
No, they don't know. If you change something, it will.
Right, those people, yes, those people. What about other people if they don't have it?
No,
they can get better. Do you think they can get better or no?
No, most of people can get better. Also, they need. It's logical. It's
possible.
It's possible, and there's a necessity.
Right.
They won't find anything on their life. They won't achieve anything on their life if they don't have someone to teach, to help in this aspect. And you have to separate also the faith and psychology. But someone go to a church and I believe in Jesus, I will win. You must have the both, the mental one don't suppress the other. You have also to have your face, because if you have a very good psychological preparation, and you don't have your own face and don't know what I'm doing in this life, you don't have some purpose, you will have positive thoughts.
100%. That your purpose.
And if you have only face, you don't will use the fabulous gift of oriented imagination. Okay, the scientific process as you do with your clients.
Excellent, excellent. Ricardo, I'm so happy to have had this conversation with you. I am very, very proud of having met you at the university at UDESC. We were studying there together. I was doing my undergrad. You were doing your graduate degree at the time. And when I trained in your gym too, I learned a lot from you. You are an inspiration to a lot of people. You represent Brazil very, very well at the international level. I am proud to say that I've met you before, and I'm very thankful for you to taking the time to meet with us and to share all of your knowledge tonight here on this Instagram live of this interview. Thank you very much.
No, it's a pleasure for me. It's an honor. It's a very proud of you guys that I live in Canada. I will visit you. I will visit you.
Yeah, man. Our house is here. We're open here, man. Like, let us know. We'll come when you come, and we'll do a workout togetger. I don't want to train jiu-jitsu with you. No jiu-jitsu.
No, I'm good. I have very good skills in jiu-jitsu.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We'll go to the gym. You lift your weight. I lift my little weight. It's all good. But seriously, thank you. I wish you all the best, man, in your future, in your gym, in your business, in your personal life as well. I can't wait for you to start your online part of your business. I think you have the knowledge to do it. You just need to find a little bit of time. And so many people want to learn from you. So many people will want to pay for your knowledge, man. So you should start sharing that to the world and making a little bit of money for that too. You deserve it.
It's coming the time. It's coming the time. I'm getting older, and that's why I need to do. I think that's the way. I even think to start a graduation in psychology, maybe.
Well, look at that. Look at that. That's so nice. If there is anything I can do to ever help or support or whatever, do not hesitate. Please let me know. I will do what I can for you. Okay? Thank you very much once again.
Yes, we will keep in contact.
For sure. Have a great night. Have a great weekend.
Have a great night. Ricardo. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
Valeu, Ricardo. Um abraço.
Valeu.
Tchau.
Tchau.